Hey, what's up you guys? This is Sentai22 here. What do you think it would have been like if Saban adapted Hurricane? Andros is not a great leader. Super question time! Starts now. Hey, what's up you guys? This is Sentai22 here. How you guys all doing? Welcome to another episode of Super Question Time where I'll answer your questions. Anything Power Rangers, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, anime, or any nerd-related questions, I will try to answer them with the best of my abilities. So, let's get started now, shall we? Now, before I start, let me just say, guys, if you want to post your Super Question Time comment questions, post them on the comment section, Twitter, or my Facebook page. Just don't put them on the inbox on YouTube. Like I said before, I don't know where the inbox is on YouTube, because you know how YouTube kind of likes to change the layouts every 6 months, so please keep that in mind. So, alright, let's get started now, shall we? The first question comes from Dono Van Berry, and he got 7 questions. Oh my goodness. Guys, keep the questions to at least 2, because you know there's other people, but since I only have a few questions in the comment section, I'll try to answer all 7 for you. So, here we go. Okay, numero uno. In the Power Rangers Dino Thunder episode Game On, what was Tommy thinking trying to take on the fully grown monster by himself? The monster just had to stick his arm out to throw Tommy back into the ground. It's an embarrassment really, because Tommy is an old ranger and you expect him to know this more than any ranger, because after all, he has been through so much in all his years. After all, he says training was important. Shouldn't teamwork and intelligence be too? Well, you gotta keep in mind, after Power Rangers Turbo, Tommy really focused on his studies rather than his training. I mean, really, what was the point of him not training? Because, you know, he didn't have any villains to defeat. You know, you had other Power Rangers now that are pretty much taking over the wing at this point. So yeah, basically Tommy became like the Gohan of Power Rangers. You know, when he defeats a very cool villain, you know, it kind of, you know what, I think that's it. I think I'm gonna focus on other goals. So in this way, this is why, you know, Tommy did what he did, because, you know, he hasn't been training for a while. He's just been focusing on his studies. So, number 2. With this year, 2015, being the 10th anniversary of Power Rangers SPD, what are your thoughts on the series and how it is viewed by fans? Well, I have to say Power Rangers SPD is one of my favorite seasons, just because it had an awesome cast, awesome characters to boot. But I'll tell you one thing, when Power Rangers SPD came out in 2005, a lot of people did not like SPD for a variety of reasons. Number 1, you know, we had a new producer at the helm. We had Doug Salone, who directed Power Rangers Ninja Storm and Power Rangers Dino Thunder in the 2 seasons of the Disney era. And then we have this newcomer, Bruce Kalish, who was the new producer of the show, who doesn't have any prior experience doing Power Rangers. He did say that he did watch it via the Selected Power Rangers DVD. It was like a compilation DVD. You've probably seen it. You know, one contained the Forever Red, pretty much all the team-ups in that DVD. And you know, he was known for the explosions. If you watch SPD to Jungle Fury, you'll know what I mean. He literally just went over budget with the explosions. I mean, literally. I mean, man, it was explosions of top of explosions. I mean, but I don't think it was his fault that Koichi kind of, I believe, went overboard with all of these special effects in the waifu. But it's understandable because of the show getting criticized by parents about being too violent. Oh my gosh, I hate soccer moms to a point. But yeah, a lot of people didn't really like the show at the beginning, and also when SPD takes place. It takes place way into the future, 2025, where essentially, I guess, aliens immigrated to Earth, which is kind of weird. Which also begs to differ if Power Rangers survives the next 20 years, if Power Rangers does make it to 2025, what will SPD be like in that future? Or will SPD become irrelevant? Who knows? But yeah, I mean, it definitely destroyed the continuity of the show apart, basically, because throughout Dino Thunder and Mighty Morphin, you had the series connected via team-ups or via reference to a Power Ranger show. But this was the first time that it just went way, way into the future. And it kind of begs the question, once again, if the Power Ranger franchise does make it to 2025, will SPD be irrelevant? But as the years went by, a lot of the Power Ranger fans started to like SPD a little bit more, thanks to in part with the Netflix and the DVDs that are coming out recently. Ridge is a really awesome character. And of course, let's not forget Z. She is a really awesome Zit, or sorry, I'm calling her Z. Is it Zit or Z? But yeah, she's a really badass character. Number 3, what are your thoughts on the Hub becoming Discovery family? Well, I knew it wasn't meant to last, but I'll tell you one thing. In those 4 years that the Hub was airing, it felt like, you could say, decades of fun. Like, they aired old shows like Tiny Toons, Animaniacs, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Next Mutation. A lot of these other shows that I don't think they would have gotten a really good home if it wasn't for the Hub. But if Hasbro decided to buy 100% of the channel, I think we would still have the Hub. But they only had 50, so they decided to sell the 50% of the stake to Discovery. So unfortunately, this is what we have. I mean, I'll tell you one thing, and again, in those 4 years that the Hub was on the air, it was like nostalgia central, basically. And I hope we see something like that similar again somewhere down the line with another channel. So, number 4, if Fox Family Channel had become Fox Kids Channel like it was meant to, what other shows would you like to see on it? Definitely Power Rangers. A lot of the old shows probably would get kicked off in the midnight slot or something like that, like Animaniacs, Transformers. But you know what? Like the Hub question, I wouldn't see it surviving 10 years just because of the change in demographics or what the heads of the studio would try to do with the channel. Like, oh, if we're not getting many viewers, we have to change the format. So in a way, it would probably be like G4 and how it just went deteriorating for years. So yeah, I think it would stay for a little bit, but that's it. It would be like the Hub all over again. Number 5, I know this is not a Ranger or Sentai related, but what are some of your favorite shows on Fox Kids and Kids WB? Fox Kids, let's see, X-Men, Spider-Man, everything Marvel was awesome on Fox Kids. And of course, and I think this kind of relates to both channels, I definitely like Batman, Superman on Kids WB. Definitely, Road Rovers, I love that show on Kids WB, really awesome. It turns like dogs into like humanoid type dogs, you could say. Really awesome show. Alright, they're made of course by the same people as the Animaniacs, so really awesome show there. Attention is WB, and of course Pokemon. Who doesn't love Pokemon? And I forgot on Fox Kids, I love Digimon as well. So yeah, I mean, there was a lot of great shows on both of these channels in their own right. So number 6, what are your thoughts on the first 8 episodes of Dino Charge so far? Definitely better than Super Mega Force and Mega Force combined, that's for sure. I mean, definitely some of the best episodes that I've seen in such a long time. I mean, you don't have to agree with me, but you know, the episodes speak for themselves. I mean, it's up to you if you wanna you gotta see the episodes for yourself in order to make that point of view. Personally, I loved it. You know, definitely hope for more great episodes to come with the Dino Charge and Dino Subcharge. Which writers and director episodes of Power Rangers do you enjoy the most in any series? I definitely like Doug Salone. He is one of my favorite producers of Power Rangers. Tony Oliver, you know, who is known for many of his anime work, like Rick Hunter and Robotech. He is basically one of the co-producers of Power Rangers, and of course he played Saba. You know, he's a talking sword, for crying out loud. He's also the producer and a talking sword. Mind blown. Definitely Chip Lynn, who is now the producer of Dino Charge as well, did many awesome seasons like Power Rangers Time Force, Power Rangers in Space. Definitely awesome. In terms of writers, I love Jackie. Also, let's not forget Ranger/writer Jason Smith, aka Casey from Jungle Fury. He did write some episodes for Power Rangers in the last couple of years, and from what I've heard, he was the one that pretty much casted some of the Rangers for Power Rangers Dino Charge. So, you know, I hope in the near future he does become a producer. Let's just see what he has under the table after Chip Lynn, so who knows. So, okay, the next question comes from BK Zapper, and he writes, do you think they'll show the previous Power Rangers Mega Force and Dino Charge as a team-up episode? No. Because their contract is stretched for 2 years, I really doubt that will happen. I don't think there will be any more team-ups, for now at least. Maybe for the anniversary seasons, but I highly doubt it. I know it's a tradition, but you have to keep in mind, you know, the situation has changed throughout the past couple of years. So, I mean, you know, we don't have team-ups anymore, we don't have battleizers. Thank goodness we don't have battleizers anymore. Although, don't get me wrong, I like some of the battleizers, but, you know, now that we don't have that, it's really unfortunate. But yeah, there is no more team-ups at this point, but let's just see. In the near future they'll probably bring that format back if they get 1 year series, but right now it's a 2-year series, so I highly doubt that they'll do that again. Okay, the last question comes from ICB, and he writes, hey, I really enjoy your content, and can you do another super question time and answer this question? What video editing software do you use? How can you predict Dino Charge in the fall? And could you give my channel a shout out? Okay, man, go to subscribe to ICB channel, and of course keep doing what you're doing, ICB. You got 4 videos so far, and I hope you do very well in your channel. Let's see. Video editing software that I use Sony Vegas. For like special effects like the Super Sentai 22 reviews, I use the Adobe After Effects, but majority I just use Sony Vegas because for one thing it's a lot easier to edit. than any other programs out there. So, and can you predict download charge in the fall? I really can't say. I mean, I'm not a fortune teller. What I can tell you is awesome characters, awesome casts. You know, you're gonna get some really awesome Rangers. You're gonna get a purple Ranger. I haven't seen a purple Ranger in a while since Jungle Fury. Yes, I love me some purple. So yeah. Okay, we got an anonymous question here, and he writes, what do you think of the Legacy line so far, and what's the future of it? Well, for one thing, it is a great toy line for collectors alike. Definitely one of the best things that Bandai has ever done for collectors. Prior to the Legacy line, they didn't do anything. I mean, after Saban Bottom, of course, they started to change completely. I definitely like the Legacy Megazords, the Legacy Titanus, Legacy Dragonzord, though I kind of wish they would have remolded the Legacy Megazord. Instead they just reused the mold from the 2010 Megazord. It kind of creates a lot of the issues that, you know, that plague the Zord with the joints and all that. So I kind of wish they would have done a remold of it. But anyway, other than that, it's a pretty awesome toy line. The one thing that concerns me though is the way that they're producing in. I mean, like I said in my other video of my comeback video, is I like what Bandai has done for collectors. I mean, if it was Hasbro, they would not reissue this stuff for maybe 2 or 3 years. On the other hand, with Bandai, they decided to reissue a lot of these things a few months from now. I mean, now that we're getting the Legacy Megazord reissue, as well as a black and gold version, which is essentially the same thing. And definitely liking that, you know, that it means that Bandai cares about the collector market, but at the same time, and I know a lot of you guys will be very, very disappointed, the value of the Legacy line will not be very high in the future. Okay? And I'll tell you why. As long as they keep mass producing them, you guys will not get your money's worth when you resell them. Trust me. I know a lot of you guys out there that are buying 2 Legacy Megazords, that are buying 2 Legacy Tigerzords and 2 Legacy Titanuses or 2 Legacy Morphers. Trust me, they're not gonna be worth a thing, okay? You'd be lucky. 10 years on the line, you're gonna see the Legacy Megazord for around maybe $100, maybe less than $100. I hope I'm wrong. I mean, I hope you guys get your money's worth, but I highly doubt it. That's why for me, I decided to just buy one of them. I don't want to buy 2 of them because it won't even matter, because Bandai will reissue them. And even if they don't reissue them, there still will be they will still be saturated in the market for years to come. So guys, don't go overboard and just buying 2 of them. It won't be worth it. Alright guys, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this very special super question time. If you guys have any questions, please post them on the comment section, Twitter, or my Facebook page. So, this is Sentai22, and thanks for watching.